Okay, so today we have Joy Division and Atrocity exhibition. So the last time I came to Joy Division was in February. I mean, I have to hear another song that I have not heard from these guys. I know a lot of their songs now, but I'm just in the mood for some more Joy Division. I want to hear Ian Curtis and the boys. So we're gonna get into this. Talk about it after 6 minutes, 7 seconds long. I got the lyric video here because why not look at some words instead of just an album? So here we go. Talk about it after. Let's go. Joy Division. My goodness.
This is the way, step inside. This is the way, step inside. This is the way, step inside. This is the way, step inside.
Good lyrics for an opener.
The sickness is drowned by cries for more. Pray to God, make it quick, watch him fall. This is the way, step inside. 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 This is the way. This is the way. This is the way. Step inside. 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 And I picked on the winds of 1,000 or more, still pursuing the path that's been buried for years. All the dead wood from jungles and cities on fire can't replace or relate, can't release or repair. Take my hand and I'll show you what was and will be.
There it is. Joy Division, Atrocity Exhibition. And I apologize for the sniffling. I'm still sick, so apologize for all that noise that I might make here. But, holy moly. I mean, I know this is a song where you're not supposed to smile or laugh, but it's just listening to the band here, listening to Peter, Bernard, as I say Bernard, I know a lot of people, I think in UK it's Bernard, but anyway, where I am, Bernard, but anyway, he's also been called Barney, so Barney as well. Peter, Barney, Ian, and Stephen Morris here. I mean, listening to them all be so good at their craft, and here too. And I don't know if this has happened many different times. I can't remember, you know, my brain's not that great, but where Peter and Bernard switch instruments here. Peter plays guitar and Bernard plays bass, which I, you know, when I saw that, I was like, ooh, now I'm even more intrigued. And I mean, yeah, from what I read from Peter too, he said he's not as much of a guitarist as Bernard is, but he gave it his best shot, and he likes the way it sounds, and he likes the way that the bass is as well, which is nice for him to say for Bernard there. But yeah, so just seeing that too, and knowing that coming in, and just, you know, wondering what that's going to sound like. I mean, it didn't sound out of place, you know, it still sounds like a great Joy Division track. And so yeah, noisy guitar work here, like guttural. I mean, I gotta say, just like tough. I mean, I don't know how, in your face. I mean, all these words come to mind. Cutting, guitar work. I mean, it was just nuts on that way. The bass work is also very hypnotizing, which again I expected. Very hard as well. It's just tough in the way where, again, you can't escape it. It's that wiry sound, I mean, between both guitar and bass that Joy Division was pretty much always known for, at least in my eyes, where it's just, I don't know how to fucking describe it. I guess, yeah, and I say tough, but just in the way, again, it's very punchy, it's very in your face. You can very much tell, you know, that there is a bass and a guitar here, I mean, on many of their tracks, and it's always just so prominent. And yeah, and so that came up again between whether Peter and Bernard wanted to trade places, whatever. I mean, my God. It still sounded great no matter what, and they were both great at both, you know, both instruments. My God! And then of course, I'm not even going to talk about Ian Curtis yet. I want to say Stephen Morris, and that's one of the reasons I was laughing or smiling so much, because Stephen Morris, I've described him before, and I don't know if, you know, when you talk about the greatest drummers of all time, if Stephen Morris comes up enough or not, but I don't really look at the lists, and I don't look for Stephen's name. But my God, I mean, he plays like a drum machine. That's what I was looking at the personnel. Is that a drum machine? But no, it says he was doing drums, you know, by himself, you know, by hands. And I mean, I guess from what I've heard as well, it was, you know, he was doing a tom pattern, and it was tribal-like. I mean, it sounded tribal. It sounded like, you know, the whole song, from the noisy guitar work and stuff like that, it sounded like you were in the jungle. It sounded like you were part of this atrocity exhibition, you know, when he talks about the Colosseum, and when I say he, I mean Ian. And yeah, and you're just a part of these things, and a part of the wild. And again, the jungle comes to mind because of that beat, because of that tribal pattern that Stephen was doing. And again, that was very hypnotizing, and that was very hard hitting. And it was just, I don't know. So then too, I was just thinking, my God, Stephen Morris is just one of the greatest drummers of all time. When you listen to him, you're like, my God, this guy does not get the recognition that he deserves, and he's underrated. And I don't know if he's underrated or not, but when you listen to him, it's just like, my God, you think he is anyway, whether he is or not. And so yeah, it was beautiful to hear him do that. I don't know, beautiful, but yeah, it was very, again, it was very in your face in that way too. And he was the biggest, maybe the most prominent part for me, because that, I guess as I say, that beat was just constant and unforgiving, and my God. And then you got Ian Curtis. I mean, the voice here. Finally, I'll come to Ian. His voice, I mean, he can sing very deep at points, and he can sing, I guess, again, very profoundly, whatever. And he sings profoundly here, but his voice is not as deep as I've heard in other songs. I mean, I gotta say that much, but again, he still has that baritone, that natural baritone that he possessed. But, as well, I loved his delivery at points. I loved his quickness at points too, especially near the end of the track, when he kind of sped up his lyrics, or just the way he delivered them anyway. And when he would say, my God, step inside, my God. But when he would deliver that, this is the way, step inside. I couldn't remember the first line. And he said it so, hauntingly, I guess I should say, and kind of almost scary. I mean, again, it's like, I don't really know if I want to step inside. And like I said, during the, reaction near the beginning of it, this is a great opener to the album, even though again it smacks you in the head. I mean, some album openers are just, you want to get eased in. Not for Joy Division here, for Closer, or Closer, I think it's Closer. But anyway, so yeah, I just love how it smacks you in the face. And again, Ian's words just are again haunting, talking about genocide, talking about atrocities. I mean, the thing is called Atrocity Exhibition, talking about the bad stuff, negative stuff in life, and again, talking about the Colosseum, talking about people way back when. I mean, I think about gladiators, I think about all this stuff, I think about mental asylums, as they were used to be called, insane asylums, I guess they used to be called, and it's just nuts. And just the pictures, the imagery that comes along with that, and how I guess spooky and how dark and how sad that is. And again, this is their opener. Why the hell not? And a lot of these lyrics too, well, some of them, when he talks about he says take me by the hand or guide me, one of those things at one point too, reminds me of Disorder, which Disorder opens their first album, Unknown Pleasure. So I like how a lot of the song and a lot of the topic or the subject about that Ian is talking about here concerns a lot of what they were talking about in Disorder. So I like how both openers for both of their albums kind of talk about the same thing. And I think Ian too, I want to talk about the lyrics now a little bit, is kind of maybe referencing himself, talking about he feels like one of these patients, in these insane asylums. I can't talk. Where again, I think from what I've read, fans, maybe not even fans, but people who were coming to Joy Division shows to hopefully watch Ian have an epileptic episode. They're hoping, he would dance his way into an epileptic episode. And then, his whole epilepsy and his, inner turmoil, kind of that stuff got on the rise, and he became worse because again, he felt that pressure. And again, just from what I've read, people wanted to see him spiral out of control, which is just nuts. And again, it's reminiscent of people back in the day going to watch gladiators fight each other until the death. And yeah, it's just, so I feel like probably felt a little bit, some parallels between his life and those people back then. And again, like he was somebody on display in an insane asylum. And I know back in the day too, that people would tour those places, just that like these people are animals. And when really, as he says from the get-go too, in early lyrics, I still exist, which again just hits so hard and is so truthful and honest. And again, that's Ian too. He's talking for these people back in the day in these asylums, but it's also him saying, I still exist. I'm still a person. Why are you wanting me to spiral out of control? Or why are you wanting me to, I guess, lose control? And again, a lot of this, I think about She's Lost Control, which is my favorite Joy Division song. But I believe Ian said that he kind of got inspiration. I don't know if this is true or not, if I remember correctly, for that song, because which went insane asylum or something like that. And he saw a girl, and I don't know, I guess that song came to his head. But anyway, so a lot of the same kind of stuff going into the second album here, and starting off the second album anyway too. And I talk about, Martin Hannett too. I didn't talk about him, but of course he's doing production here. And his production, I mean, that's one thing people always bring up with Joy Division, is that he was so good at his craft of being a producer, and the way Unknown Pleasures and Closer sounds is a lot to do with him. And but from what I was reading, and I don't know, I'd never read this before, I never really knew about this, and maybe some people did, and some people know about Peter and how he felt about Hannett. But I was just reading on Wikipedia, and from what I saw here, and I just want to, talk about this. So Peter Hook said that the track was mixed on one of his days off, I guess when Peter was out, and when he heard the final product, he was disappointed that the abrasiveness of his guitar part had been laden with effects and toned down. And again, that whole jungle thing, and maybe, like I said, the guitar was very guttural and, it almost sounded like a chainsaw at points. Maybe there were different effects that I just didn't really talk about. But yeah, obviously there was a lot of noise going on here, and it just hit you in like a ton of bricks. But then Peter said, I was like, hidden hands, oh fucking hell, it's happening again. Unknown Pleasures #2. Martin Hannett had fucking melted the guitar with this Marshall time waster, made it sound like someone strangling a cat, and to my mind, absolutely killed the song. I was so annoyed with him and went in to give him a piece of my mind, but he just turned around and told me to fuck off. So it's just like, I didn't know about this stuff. Again, I guess I've never delved too much deeper into it. But again, I love the sound of it, but I guess I would have probably liked to have heard, I guess, Hook's more, his more abrasive guitar, because his guitar work was already very abrasive, but I guess it was even more abrasive. But I guess, Martin Hannah said to fuck off. And I guess from what I've read anyway, Martin got his way. But and even today, all these years later, we love Joy Division, but again, I guess Peter was kind of fed up a little bit, but I just never knew that. So anyway, I found it interesting, kind of funny. Again, fucking hell, here we go again. And again, Unknown Pleasures is great. And I guess even Peter said, oh my God, he messed it up again. But anyway, first verse, let's go into it. I've already kind of talked about what I think the song may be about. And again, it's up to interpretation, but I do believe some of the things I talked about are, what the song is about. And of course, this title comes from a novel, the title of a novel, which again, from what I've read, Ian did not read that title, or that novel, short story, whatever it is, until after he had much of the lyrics done. And then he said, oh, well, this is a great title for it. And, but again, he said it was kind of a coincidence that the song even happened and had some kind of parallels to the whole story. But anyway, asylums with doors open wide, where people had paid to see inside. For entertainment, they watch his body twist. Behind his eyes, he says, I still exist. Again, like much of what I've already said, Ian sees himself here, like a patient in an asylum. People come in to watch his body twist, to watch him move, as they did back in the 1930s, P.T. Barnum, all this stuff, the freaks, as they were called. You had pinheads, you had, I don't know, the woman with the beard. I mean, all this stuff, people were fascinated by these things. The world's tallest man, Robert Wadlow, whatever the hell, the world's shortest man, all these things people were interested in, and that included mental asylums and people who were hurting, obviously, but these people didn't care. They just saw it as entertainment. And then again, I still exist, but again, these people didn't see it that way. They just see them as animals of some kind, and entertainment once more. And then we have the chorus. This is the way, step inside, repeated 4 times there. And again, this is the way, step inside. Again, it's almost like a carnival barker. This is the way. Come see all the patients. Come see all, the people kill each other. Come see the atrocities. And again, it's a beautiful, not really beautiful. It's a great way to start off the album, because again, this is the way, step inside, to our second album here. You want to hear Joy Division? Step this way. We have the second verse. In arenas, he kills for a prize. Wins a minute to add to his life. Again, he kills for the prize and he only gets a minute added to his life. But again, I guess that's a lot of time when you didn't have it to begin with. But the sickness is drowned by cries for more from the audience, I would think. Pray to God, make it quick, watch him fall. And again, make it quick. Maybe I'm thinking from the perspective of this person, gladiator, whoever it is. Take me now, take me quickly, whatever the hell, take me God now, kill me now, whatever the hell, because I don't want to put up with this anymore. And again, I think about gladiator stuff. I think about back in the day, like I talked about, in these stadiums, in these coliseums, where, they would fight to death against animals. I mean, I've watched Gladiator and Gladiator 2. I mean, that's what comes to my head. Anyway, but yeah, just talk about the arenas and kills for a prize. And again, there's just so much about just the dark ages and how that stuff still kind of exists, at least back in 1980. And I mean, even today, my God, the genocide continues. Then we have the chorus once more. This is the way, step inside. Then we have the bridge. This is the way. And again, the way he pronounces those words and the way he sings it, it's just so hypnotic, like I already said. But I don't know, there's just something. It's dark, but at the same point, you're just so intrigued by Ian's delivery and by his voice. I mean, obviously, like I talked about, it's that baritone voice, and it just grabs you every time. Then we have the chorus again, and then the third verse. You'll see the horrors of a faraway place, meet the architects of law face to face, see mass murder on a scale you've never seen, and all the ones who try hard to succeed. Again, much of the same as I already said before, and see mass murder on a scale you've never seen. I mean, it's just. What a topic to talk about here. And again, some people are into this, obviously, and the they're playing on that. And they're playing on how crazy that is. And the imagery, again, is just so dark and gross. I mean, my God, then the chorus and then the outro. And I think this is the outro where I was talking about earlier, where Ian kind of picks up his singing anyway, just he becomes faster or something. He moves quicker. And I picked on the whims of 1,000 or more, still pursuing the path that's been buried for years. All the dead wood from the jungles and cities on fire. And I like that they said the jungles, because again, I think of the jungle when I hear that pattern that Stephen Morris was so good at doing here. Can't replace or relate. Can't release or repair. Take my hand and I'll show you what was and will be. And again, it's much of the same as I talked about before. We're still talking about these atrocities. We're still talking about, take me by the hand here, which, again, I think about disorder, and I think about how, I need somebody to guide me by the hand. I can't remember the lyrics now. I've been waiting for a guide to come and take me by the hand. I was just looking here at the annotation here on genius.com. Like, I don't even know how to sum this up. I mean, you guys heard it. Stephen Morris played great here. I love this pattern. I mean, it was just, drove the song, obviously. Peter played great on guitar. Again, I love that they switched instruments. He and Bernard, they played great together. And very in your face, very scary again, very haunting played, and, added to that dark atmosphere. And, of course, Ian Curtis just always shines on lead vocals. And his vocals just take you to a different place. And it's almost a scary place, but at the same point, you don't want to leave. So, anyway, I really enjoyed the song. It was quite the opener to their second and last album. So, studio album. So anyway, I guess that's all I gotta say. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. Really appreciate all the support. And I'll talk to you guys again soon.